Right now at noon, voters in Joplin push back on the city's plan to replace Memorial Hall with Memorial Park.
And it's staying hot out there. We've got partly cloudy skies and maybe a stray shower today. Better rain chances on the way, though. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
Plus, new federal regulations could spell trouble for some area first responders.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities respond to a shooting last night in Joplin. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Joplin police responded to reports of gunfire near 18th and Annie Baxter in Joplin at about 8:30 yesterday evening. Authorities say at least 2 people were rushed to Joplin Hospital suffering gunshot wounds. A few hours later, about 4 blocks southeast from the scene where the shooting took place, Joplin SWAT was called to a residence at around 11:05. Tactical vehicles arrived at the house on West 20th Street. Witnesses say one male came out of the house and was taken into custody. Joplin police say that there's no confirmation that there's a link between the shooting and the male together. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got another hot day out there, partly cloudy skies. This is a live look from MoDOT camera 32nd and range line in Joplin. Plentiful sunshine, same here. Even though we've got quite a few clouds out there, it's still enough breaks that we're getting enough sunshine that it is really heating up. Started yesterday at 75, made it up to 91. So not record levels on that high, but still well above where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Temperatures already cruising up there. We've got mid and upper 80s across the area. And once you factor in the dew point and the humidity, heat index values are up, but as we mentioned, they're slightly more manageable today. They'll be slightly more manageable as we head into the next couple of days before they become unmanageable again. Mostly clear skies as we head through the rest of the evening. Again, maybe an isolated shower. I do believe it's going to be like yesterday. We're all pretty well going to stay dry down to the mid 70s by midnight. However, better rain chances, at least slightly better rain chances on the way in. We'll discuss the details on that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, Joplin community members push back after the city council votes to demolish Memorial Hall and build Memorial Park in its place. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Joplin City Council members voted to demolish Memorial Hall to build Memorial Park in its place. Since the council vote, some community members are upset that the vote wasn't open to residents.
Big things like this should not be left up to a handful of individuals to decide. It should go to the public vote.
Landris is a member of the Facebook group called Save the Joplin Memorial Hall. Most of the 500 members want to preserve Memorial Hall as a piece of Joplin history rather than replacing it with a park.
And we're not against, that kind of stuff. It's actually kind of neat to see. You can see all kinds of birds and stuff. But big stuff like this needs to go to a public vote.
Before the council voted to replace Memorial Hall with a park, City Manager Nick Edwards noted that the public did not vote to demolish Memorial Hall when the public voted on a remodeling proposal in April of 2022.
I think it's important to note when we did that election, we never went to the public and said, if you don't vote yes on this, that we'll be forced to tear it down. And so that might have a different impact.
Funding for both the demolition and creation of a new park will be identified after the design process is complete. Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
KOAM reached out to the city of Joplin but has yet to receive a response. Well, OSHA, the federal agency that sets and enforces standards for workplace conditions, is proposing a new standard titled Emergency Response. If issued, it would replace the existing fire brigade standards. OSHA wants to address a wider range of emergency responders and include standards to protect responders from a variety of occupational hazards, such as requiring no trucks to be more than 15 years old. But the proposal is drawing concerns from firefighters across the country. They say these regulations could prove to be detrimental, especially to small, rural, and volunteer departments.
The people that are out here doing the job understands that some of this stuff's not going to work, okay? There's some fire departments can't write a check for $500,000 for a fire truck.
OSHA says they welcome and encourage public comments in response to the proposed rule. They have extended the window for comment until July 22nd, and you can learn more on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, voters in Oklahoma head to the polls today to cast their ballots in the state's primary election. In Ottawa and Delaware counties, voters will decide the Republican candidate for state offices, including corporation officer and District 1 state senator. There are also some county office primaries in Delaware County and a tax question in the town of Bernice. Polls opened at 7 a.m. and will close at 7 p.m. Well, while many people can't wait to light up fireworks season, the state fire marshal says safety must come first. Even though drought conditions in Missouri have eased, the Division of Fire Safety is urging Missourians to continue to exercise extreme caution if they choose to use consumer fireworks as part of July 4th celebrations. Across the nation, July 4th is not only the busiest day of the year for fireworks, it's the busiest day of the year for fires. It's also a busy day for injuries, and we have the complete list of tips to keep you and your family safe while enjoying fireworks on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, the financial website WalletHub released its list of the most patriotic states in America, and you might be surprised where the 4 states landed. While Virginia topped the list overall, Kansas took the top spot in our area, coming in at 14th overall. The Show Me State came in at 22nd, followed by Oklahoma at 38th, and Arkansas came in at number 50. WalletHub based its poll on a number of factors, including military enlistees and veterans per state, share of adults who voted in the 2020 presidential election, and AmeriCorps volunteers per capita. You can check out our website for a link to the full list. Well, coming up, a small town in Kansas finds itself on a prestigious list. And later, we're making classic fried chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, Precious Moments is celebrating a precious milestone. Today, Carthage Chamber of Commerce hosted a ribbon cutting to commemorate the 35th anniversary of the Precious Moments Chapel and Gardens. In 1989, the chapel was first opened to the public with a grand ribbon ceremony. And today they're celebrating in the same fashion. This is one of the first events Precious Moments has had since the founder of Precious Moments, Sam Butcher, passed away last month at 85 years old.
This is such a special gift that he's left for all of us, and if you have never been to Precious Moments, I encourage you to come out and just enjoy it. It is free to the public to come out and see this beautiful art and all the wonderful things that Mr. Butcher has left here. It is truly his legacy, and it is a wonderful gift to all of us.
The ribbon cutting ceremony was held at 9 this morning at the chapel. A southeast Kansas town is earning national recognition for its revitalization efforts. This year, the Smithsonian Magazine put out its list of the best small towns to visit. And this year, Humboldt, Kansas made the cut. With a population of just over 1,800, the magazine credits the organization of Boulder Humboldt with redeveloping the community as a hotspot for entrepreneurs and tourists.
The school district is really good here. So, I do a swim team here in Humboldt, and it's really cool. So living in Humboldt, really good.
It's just a nice, peaceful town. Just everybody knows everybody, and whenever you don't know somebody, you just get to know them.
You can find the full list on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, some Baxter Springs, Kansas residents yesterday got a lesson on beekeeping. The Cherokee County area beekeepers hosted the class at the Johnston Public Library for adults and teens curious about the little pollinators. The intro-level course taught them the basics of caring for a hive and all the benefits that come with it.
To learn to not be afraid of bees, what they can do in their own homes and yards to be more helpful to the environment, maybe not spray quite so many things, and maybe not trim those dandelions the first few weeks that they're out, give those bees a chance to work on those foods.
The USDA says bees are a crucial part of the ecosystem, pollinating crops, trees, and flowers. Well, today is National Go Fishing Day, also known as National Fishing Day. And local anglers are reeling in a good time at Kellogg Lake in Carthage, Missouri. You can join in on the fun by grabbing your fishing pole, some bait, and heading over to your nearest fishing hole. We'll have a list of ways you can celebrate National Fishing Day on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Also to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
If you like fried chicken that has real crunch and lots of flavor, we have a few tips that will guarantee those results.
And we are tracking at least some rain chances, a few of those over the next several days. We'll take a look at that and when the full heat returns when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we've got a few clouds out there, otherwise sunny skies, and it is allowing things to heat up. But we are watching the possibility of some rain chances, at least for some of us, over the next 24 hours. So future track heading later into the afternoon, there's those pop-up showers that are still a possibility. It's a very low chance, but at least it's a chance of maybe a stray shower or two. Then we head overnight, and we start to see better opportunities late tonight into tomorrow for some showers. Now, some of this data, of course, it's updated since this morning. It does that, but it is indicating that we're looking at the possibility of a few early morning showers out there. Not much, but some kind of rain. Then we'll start to see better chances of actual thunderstorm activity, mainly in our far northwestern counties. I mean, maybe as close as Yates Center at best. But then as we head into the afternoon, we get that daytime heating going tomorrow. We see the opportunity for more widely scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Now, because they're pop-up showers and storms, as you see, two things. One, they don't really move a lot from where they start, and two, they eventually just die out. But at least there's some opportunities for rain showers as we head into tomorrow across the area. Our UV index again today is an 11. That is extreme, which means burn time for unprotected skin is less than 10 minutes. So if you don't have to be outdoors, don't. But if you do, make sure you are taking appropriate precautions. Here's our heat risk for today. So the orange is that moderate. So that's indicating heat index values potentially from 95 to 100. And the red, where it's major, which is just clipping into parts of southeast Kansas, is heat index values 100 to 105. Now, as we head into tomorrow and Thursday, we still have that moderate risk across portions of southeast Kansas, but we have a minor risk. So we're talking lower heat index values for a good portion of the area Wednesday into Thursday, but it is short-lived. By Friday, moderate risk is returning across the area. By Saturday, a lot more of that red, that major. So again, that heat index area of 100 to 105 shows back up. So in terms of some safety tips to keep you okay out there in the heat, number one, with your pets, you want to make sure that they are indoors and you're doing early morning walks with them. Two, with your kids, keep them inside if you can. Otherwise, limit their time outside. Make sure they're staying hydrated. If you have to be outside, if your job or whatever requires you to be outside, take frequent breaks, find shade, and make sure you're staying hydrated. And then the elderly, like the kids, very susceptible to this dangerous heat, so make sure you're checking in on them as well. Partly cloudy skies here in Joplin right now. 86, feels like 89. So again, we're getting to that point. This is where that minor kicks in a little bit of seeing slightly more manageable heat index value. South breeze at 22, gusting to 32. So another breezy day. Temperatures, again, low, mid, and some upper 80s out there. So we're heating up, right on track for our daytime highs. And those dew points, take a look at some of these. We've got some upper 60s. We've got even low, close to mid 70s. So we are in that sticky, muggy to soupy range, depending on where you are. And you factor that in with the heat index, that makes it feel relatively uncomfortable. Upper 80s and a couple of 90-degree readings out there as well. So for the rest of today, we're looking to be, again, partly cloudy to mostly clear. Temperatures, most of us upper 80s. We'll go upper 80s tomorrow and Thursday with slightly more manageable heat index values. As we head into the weekend, we do see some additional pop-up storm chances. We also see the heat return, highs back in the low to mid 90s, which could put our heat index values back into the lower 100s. So we want to make sure you're just taking precautions, staying safe, staying hydrated, and stay indoors if you can.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making classic fried chicken in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is showing us how to make classic fried chicken in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
When it comes to making fried chicken, there are a few tricks that can take it from just okay to absolutely amazing. And today, we're sharing those tricks with you so you can enjoy award-winning fried chicken all summer long. The first thing you want to do is make sure your chicken is nice and plump. Then, place it in a large bowl of ice-cold salted water. This will help make the skin extra crispy. After soaking it for about 20 minutes, we dredge it in some seasoned flour before dunking it into a buttermilk bath. Another trick to making sure our coating is super crunchy is to use self-rising flour. That's our secret ingredient. Now the chicken goes back into the flour mixture one more time before it goes into some hot oil. And you want to make sure the oil is about 300 degrees, which is just the right temperature to make sure the chicken cooks through, but it's not too hot that the breading burns. Once the crust is golden and no pink remains, it's time to drain it on a cooling rack rather than paper towels. Does this look good or what? And whether you eat it hot or cold, I know you'll be going back for seconds and even thirds. So to indulge in this classic comfort food, why not go online and get the recipe for our classic fried chicken? I know you won't be disappointed. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a crispy, crunchy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can, of course, find this recipe online with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, still staying hot out there for us today. Maybe an isolated pop-up shower or storm. A few better chances of some pop-up showers and storms as we head into tomorrow. Heat index values a bit more manageable Wednesday and Thursday, but temperatures heat up into the weekend, back into low to mid 90s. Pop-up storm chances return, but that also means the heat index values return back up in the upper 90s and maybe even some lower 100s by the weekend. So again, make sure you're staying hydrated, staying safe out there.
Absolutely. Hard to believe that 88 degrees is relief for us right now, but we're here in summer.
I know,
so.
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. And Dowdy uppers tonight.
Lots coming up at 5. For starters, nearly 70 million people are under heat alerts all across 21 states in the East and Midwest. Plus, some areas could see record numbers on the thermometer. We're going to take a look at ways you can stay safe and beat the heat. Plus, upgrades on Fort Scott's east side are in the works. We're going to take a look at the beautification efforts and hear from some Fort Scott residents and how to stay active in the summer heat as high temps could impact outdoor activities and sports. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course, is coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dow. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.